What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Nevin the Barber, and in today's barber tutorial we're going to be going over a blurry drop fade with some texture on top. So to get right into today's tutorial, you guys can see that I'm using my gamma hitters just to carve in my first bald line, and you can see that I did drop it beneath his occipital bone, beneath his crown area on the back of his head. And I did this just so we have enough space to blend out our fade and create contrast within the blend. And before we move on to the next step, you guys do want to make sure that you made both sides even and symmetrical before you actually start cutting the hair. So now that we have that done, I'm gonna go ahead and open the lever all the way to create my next bald line. And I am taking this guideline up about 1/2 inch. I'm gonna keep this fade a little bit more compressed just so it gives that nice blurry effect. And I am using the 1.5 guard to follow this while doing some clipper over comb. These are basically the 3 steps that I use to create my foundation of the fade. I first do lever open, followed by the 1.5 guard with some clipper over comb. And after you guys got those 3 steps knocked in, you can then move on to this blending out that second section in the fade. So to do this, I am using the 1/2 guard all the way open, and then we are going to follow that by using no guard, lever all the way closed to knock out our initial skin line. So this is a very simple process. As you guys can see, I was able to achieve a nice clean blend with those few steps. And now I'm going to go ahead and clean up my client's hairline. This is my own spritz right here, my NevinTheBarber Crispy Finishing Spray. If you guys are interested in purchasing this product, I will leave my website in the description. I do have pomades, styling powders, spritz, shaving gel, aftershave. You guys name it, I have it on my website, so feel free to check it out. And you guys can see that I'm just carving in my client's C cup right here, getting a nice clean edge up done. And you only have to use the corner of the blade when doing this. You don't have to use the entire blade. Just imagine it as a pencil carving in your line. And you guys could see with those few simple steps, we were able to achieve a nice clean blend. So now to get into the fade on the other side, I am going to be doing the same exact steps, starting with my lever all the way open on my apex clippers. And these clippers right here are very good. I would highly recommend them to any beginner. You guys can get a discount on them as well if you use my code NEVIN10 on the Gamma website. And we are going to be following this guideline right here with the 1.5 guard all the way open. So this is cutting the hair down to a short number 2 guard length. We are going to follow it with some clipper over comb as always. This is a very good technique to blend above the occipital bone in the parietal ridge without taking off too much length. It does retain some of the bulk on top of that fade, so it does give it more contrast. And now we're going to begin blending out that middle section in my fade using the 1/2 guard all the way open. And when you guys do this, you do want to pay attention to the growth pattern of your client's hair. Some of your clients may have hair growing in different directions. So just be patient with it and be sure to angle the clipper as you guys are cutting the hair. And now we are following that last guideline with the clipper all the way closed. This is going to knock out your skin line and blend it into the 0.5. So now that we have all of our steps complete, you guys can see we were able to achieve a nice clean blend. And now I'm going to begin my C cup while using my gamma hitters. And whenever you guys are doing your edge ups, it's very important that you use a modified clipper just because it will make the job 10 times easier for you. That way you can just go back with your straight edge razor. But you guys can see that these hitters are able to achieve a nice clean crispy line. Again, you guys can get a discount on these hitters as well with my code NEVIN10 on the Gamma website. All of the clippers and tools that I'm using in this video will be included in the description. And if you guys are new to my channel, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. I do drop weekly barber content. We are on the road to 100K subscribers, so thank you for everyone who's been supporting. my journey and showing love on my page. I really do appreciate it. And if there are any new tutorials you guys want to see, please feel free to drop them in the comments and I will get them out for you guys. So now to begin my razor edge up on my client, I did have him lean his head all the way back just so I could get up against the grain of each hair follicle. It does make a big difference when you guys use the razor against the grain. So personally, I would recommend that you guys lean your client head back when it comes to doing the razor part of the haircut. And I am going to be doing a razor fade instead of just using my trimmers and an electric shaver. I went ahead and just did a straight razor shave with the blade. I do like doing this every now and then just because it gives your client that old school barbershop experience. And not only that, I personally do love using the straight edge razor. It's very fun and it does leave your fades looking nice and clean as opposed to using the electric shaver. It does take a little bit longer, but like I said, I'm sure your clients will enjoy it just because it does bring back that old school experience, and it may also increase your chances of getting tipped. So if you guys ever do have extra time, you know, to give your client that experience, you can always throw in a straight razor shave. And to begin the other side, you guys can see that I'm stretching the skin in the opposite direction in which I'm bringing the razor blade. It's very important that you guys create that tension between the blade and the skin, just so you don't nick your client and so you can get the smoothest shave possible. And little by little, you guys can see this fade coming together with the few simple steps that I showed you guys. And just to clean up those last hairs on my client's neck. And now that we're done with the razor work, I'm gonna go ahead and saturate the top of my client's hair just so we could thin it out and create some texture. My client didn't want to necessarily take off too much length. He just wanted to thin it out so it didn't feel as bulky. So whenever I thin out the top of my client's hair, like I said, I always like to begin first saturating it with some water, and then I'm gonna go and hit it with my thinning shears all throughout the top of his crown, just so that the ends of his hair aren't so bulky. And I am doing this right above my fingers, as you guys can see. My client's hair was about 2.5 inches long, I would say. And you guys want to repeat this same process all along the crown and parietal ridge of your client's head. And again, I'm going to begin doing some vertical subsections on the top just to make sure that it's all even and that I got all the hairs cut, or thinned out, I should say. And now that we have that done, I'm going to go ahead and do some slithering on the top of my client's scalp. And basically, this is just creating more volume within his hair, so when he runs his fingers through it, it's not going to feel as bulky or thick. And I do highly recommend this technique if you guys are struggling with thinning and creating texture on your haircuts. It's a very simple technique that works very good. And here I'm applying some of my NevinTheBarber texturizing powder. It does create volume and texture in your hair. This one right here was my stronghold, and I went ahead and followed it with my finishing spray just to lock everything in place. And I do always recommend that you guys style your client's hair every time you cut it, just so they know more or less how to style their hair when they go home and after they shower. But that is about it for today's haircut tutorial. If you guys learned anything in today's video, please be sure to smash that like button. Again, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and drop a comment letting me know what you guys want to see next. But it's been your boy NevinTheBarber. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.